I would like to welcome you all in the crash course of Junior Instructor Arithmetic and Drawing for Kerala PSC examination. In this session, I am going to discuss various tools used in drawing. In the last session, we have discussed in brief about freehand drawing. So now let's discuss about the importance of different tools and the various type of tools which are used in drawing. Let's get started. Why drawing tool is required? The main purpose is to increase the accuracy. If I draw freehand drawing, it may not be accurate. So to improve the accuracy, we are using drawing tool. First drawing tool is drawing board. We'll discuss some important points on drawing board. Okay, drawing board. Let me discuss the concept of drawing board with the help of some questions so that you will understand it very easily. What I have done is, I have framed some points in the form of questions. If you answer this question, then it is very useful for the examination. And by the way, you can note down the points in your diary also. So let's move on to the first point. So anyway, you must have familiar in earlier, nowadays people are doing in CAD laboratory. Earlier when we were studying, we used to draw by using drawing board, and we are inserting, we are keeping the A2 size paper. Okay, based on that we used to perform different type of drawing, isometric view, top view, front view. So many type of drawing we used to perform when we were studying in engineering. Nowadays, in many of the university they are using CAD software. Okay, but those who are already familiar by using this kind of drawing sheet and board, then the concept will be much easier because you already practiced it. Yes, the drawing board is made up of dash. Okay, so usually the drawing board is made up of seasonal softwood. Okay, it is made up of seasonal softwood. You must have seen that seasonal softwood. Next is, what is the thickness of drawing board in general? The thickness of the drawing board in general is around 25 millimeter. 25 millimeter approximate thickness. Okay, fine. So we consider this is a standard one. Number of wooden strips used in the drawing board. How many number of strips will be used? So the number of strips will be varied from 4 to 6. Okay, it's approximate one, 4 to 6. Next is dash type of joints are used in the drawing board. Usually, the following types of joints are employed. So you can use for groove joints, usually groove joints. Groove joints are most popular. Groove joints are used. Fine. So fifth one, examples of softwood. Could you give some examples of softwoods? So oak. Okay, oak is the best example of softwood. Even you can use for pine also, pine tree. Okay, pine wood also fine. Oak or pine you can use. Next is one of the very important questions. It may be asked in the examination. And the civil students, civil and mechanical graduates usually familiar with this. Dash standards used in drawing board. So for different standards are available. For ISO standard, ISI mark, you must have familiar. So what kind of standards are followed in this kind of drawing boards? Usually, we follow one standard called 1989 standard. 1989 standard. So IS, Indian standard. IS 1989 standards are followed for the drawing board. This must have standard should be followed. If it is a standard board, means whenever you are purchasing this board in a particular carpentry shop or any other places, now you have to ensure that they followed IS 1989 Bureau based on Bureau of Indian Standard, BIS. You can call it as BIS 1989. So let us continue the remaining points in the next slide. Now you need to familiar different types of boards. Okay, different types of boards. Actually, there are 4 types of boards. Note down 4 types of boards. This number is important. 4 types of boards. Now, how many designations? How many? How many designations are? How many designations are applicable to the board? There are 4 designations. Okay. For example, the first type of board is antiquarium. You can say anti. Okay, antiquarium. So designation usually expressed in terms of B0, antiquarium B0. Remember this. The second type is double elephant type board. Double elephant. So double elephant type board, the designation usually expressed in terms of B1, B subscript 1. Third one is imperial elephant. Imperial elephant. So it is denoted by the letter B subscript 2, B2. Fourth one, half imperial type board. We denote B3. Okay. So these are the different type of designation. I think you got my point. And let me ask another question, another point. How will you give the dimension for the board? How will you give the dimension? Okay. How will you give the board dimension? Okay. How will you give the board dimension? What are the parameters? So while giving the dimension, we need to check or we need to verify 3 parameters. What are they? 3 parameters. First one is you have to consider width. You have to consider width. You have to consider. Next, you need to consider the length. Okay, width and length is very important. Apart from that, you need to consider thickness. Usually, W is the letter which indicates width, and L is the notation which denotes length, and thickness we usually mention T. So better go for small letter. Small letter is better. WLT. Like usually W into L into T. Like that you can denote the dimension. Fine. This is another expected question. How will you give the dimension for the particular board? For example, if possible, you remember the dimension also. Let us start from different varieties of board. If I talk about antiquarium, so dimension will be like this. The width will be 1000. Okay, 1000 millimeter. Remember that all the dimensions are in millimeter only. All dimension, no doubt. All the dimensions. Okay, all the dimensions are in millimeter. In mm, millimeters. Both are small letters. So 1000 into width will be 1000. Length should be how much? 1500 millimeter, and thickness is 25 millimeter. Okay, antiquarium. So another one is double elephant. The width will be 700. You have to remember this 700, and the length should be 1000. Fine, and the thickness is 25. No change. Both the thickness of antiquarium and double elephant will be same only. If I talk about imperial elephant, the width is equal to 500. Okay, and the length is 700, and the thickness is 15 millimeter. There is a change. Remember that. All are in mm only. Okay, I'm not writing individually. Then half imperial. So I'm talking about the width. Width is how much? 350 millimeter, and the length is around 500 millimeter, and The thickness is 15 millimeter. Okay, from this you can expect some questions. So remember this. Based on your convenience, you can remember. Fine. I don't know how you are going to remember. Based on your own convenience, you can remember. It's an objective type questions. Apply some tricks and identify what is the dimension of that particular board. Okay. They may ask that the thickness of imperial elephant type board is dash 15 millimeter. Similarly, the length of antiquarium type board is dash. You need to identify it is 1500 millimeter. And also the thickness of half imperial type board is dash 15 millimeter. Or else they may ask that the thickness of half imperial and imperial type elephant board is dash. You can directly say that 15 millimeter. Okay, so these are the different parameters you have to remember for the exam point. Fine, let us continue the further discussion. Let us discuss the few more points which is very essential for your exam point of view. Yeah, point number 1, dashboards are usually employed in the construction firms or construction company for civil engineers. Can you imagine that? What are the type of boards? Usually, the antiquarium and double elephant board. Okay, antiquarium plus double elephant board. These are the two type of boards which are employed for the construction company, civil engineers, even machine design. Mechanical engineers are doing some kind of machine design. Okay, so at that time, these boards are really helpful. So the designation you can mention like B0 and B1. B0 and B1. Okay, remember this, B0 and B1. Okay. Similarly, dashboards are employed in some institution like ITI, Polytechnic, and some college, engineering colleges. Okay, so imperial and half imperial type boards. That is more than sufficient. Imperial and half imperial type board. Half imperial type. Half imperial boards are sufficient. And designation for imperial designation is B2 and half imperial designation will be expressed as B3. B3. I think you got my point. One more important question. A preferred slope of drawing board is dash. It is in the ratio. Okay. Preferred slope will be around, it is approximately 1:8. It is a standard one, 1:8. Some variation will be there, but we consider it is a preferred slope will be 1:8. I hope you have got a brief idea about the drawing board, which is one of the very important drawing instruments. I have discussed why a drawing board is required. Obviously, one plane surface that is needed. That is actually the function of drawing board. And we are using well-seasoned soft wood type board that is employed here. And the average thickness is around 25 millimeter. All right. Similarly, we use groove joints and moreover, different type of softwoods like pine, oak, etc. are employed for constructing the particular board. Moreover, Bureau of Indian Standard, there are certain standards which we are going to follow while purchasing that particular material. IS 1441989. Moreover, there are different type of boards like antiquarium, double elephant, imperial, and half imperial boards. We studied the specification as well. Moreover, we studied the slope. The necessary slope is around 1:8. So these are the basic information which are required for your exam point of view. Kindly note down the important point and try to revise. That is more than enough. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you are having any questions. If anything else, you can put up in the comment box. We are very happy to answer that. Thank you.